Heart Disease by Anya Joshi. Deoxygenated blood comes from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava. Both of these bloods meet at the right atrium. Then through the right atrium it goes to the tricuspid valve and into the right ventricle. Then it goes into the pulmonic valve. Here it splits off into the left lung and the right lung through the pulmonary artery. Oxygenated blood from the lungs comes through the pulmonary veins. This is the left lung and then the right lung. Here they meet at the left atrium, and then through the mitral valve they come into the left ventricle. From here they further go into the aortic valve and into the aorta. It splits off into the upper part of the body, and then from the lower aorta it splits off into the lower part of the body. Angina is a type of chest pain that happens because of reduced blood flow to the heart muscles. It can be a sign of a heart attack or stroke, and the reduced blood flow is a buildup of plaque which causes narrow arteries. Narrow arteries are also caused by smoking, fats, cholesterol, and more. Atherosclerosis is the narrowing of arteries which is caused by plaque buildup inside the walls. It prevents arteries from delivering and distributing nutrients and oxygen throughout the body. It may even lead to an occlusion, which is a blocked artery. It often has no symptoms, but sometimes it can lead to a heart attack or stroke. The spread of plaque can be slowed down with better diets and physical exercise. Myocardial infarction is another word for a heart attack. A heart attack occurs when parts of the body do not receive enough oxygen. It can be caused by plaque in the coronary arteries which blocks blood flow. The plaque can rupture and form a blood clot. Here in the picture we can see the damaged tissue and then the blood clot and plaque in the coronary artery. Aortic valve stenosis. This happens when the aortic valve is narrowed from plaque, which causes the valve to not open all the way. It is also caused by plaque buildup in the aorta. It reduces blood flow and makes the heart work harder, which can eventually cause fatigue. Here in the picture we can see a healthy aortic valve and an aortic valve stenosis, which you can see that it doesn't open and close all the way. An opening between the right and left atrium is called a patent foramen ovale. It is usually harmless because it closes after birth, but in special cases it can cause strokes and heart attacks. Here in the picture we can see the right and left atrium, and there's a hole between which causes blood to come through. So a congestive heart failure is when the heart cannot pump enough blood. The ventricle walls are thinned, which causes blood to remain there and not reach the rest of the body. So here's a picture of a normal heart. The blood enters from the superior vena cava and the inferior vena cava, and when it comes into the right ventricle, some of the blood remains there instead of splitting off into the left lung and right lung from the pulmonary artery.